Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lozy PC, and welcome back to War in the Pacific. The rather frustrating, should I say, campaign against Invictus. Frustrating because it's a good campaign. It's not, he's playing exceptionally well and making it very tough for me to succeed, which, to be fair, is kind of what we want. We want this competitive game. We want it to be, not the easiest thing in the world. And I appreciate that that's what we have here. We have that campaign that is going to be a wee bit tricky. So, we have landed at Oosthaven, finally. Okay, that's not great. I mean, the cuttlefish has not done a lot here. All these torpedoes have either missed or done no damage. There's a little bit going on here. I'm just gonna skip it forward. I don't know if the cuttlefish. The Montreal Maru took some damage, but I think it's only a supply ship, and a couple of naval gun hits shouldn't cause it too much of a problem. But obviously, we want to keep an eye on that. Subchaser trying to find the USS Spearfish. Again, nothing coming of it, which is obviously annoying, but not the end of the world. We've done pretty okay, I would say, with submarines for the most part. The early campaign we were losing a lot to submarines. Now I would say we're doing a little bit better with the submarine, handling Allied submarines. It's only going to get worse as the campaign goes on and the Allies get more and more submarines, but we'll see how it goes. Speaking of, here is one here near Kuching, and this is a Dutch sub. Those are the ones we worry about a little bit, because Dutch subs are dangerous. They don't have the Mark 14 torpedoes that don't necessarily do anything successful. So we don't really want those getting a chance to do damage. Luckily, nothing came from it, but yeah, it's one of those things that we always want to keep an eye on. Now then, moving into day, let's see what happens here. Now, our big thing that we kind of want to get done is, oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. Okay, so this is actually kind of good, because this is a couple of DMSs that have bumped into this. This is the kind of combination of the American Asiatic fleet, as conceived by the CA Houston, as well as British fleets. We can see the Exeter there, the Cornwall. I think there's some Dutch ships there as well. A lot of light cruisers and heavy cruisers and selection destroyers. So the fact that our DMSs have run into that, we can see that there is a lot there. It's not the worst thing in the world. This is the problem. That the Takeo and our light cruisers and things here have been caught near Merrick. These guys were supposed to be going to offload their supplies at Oosthaven. But they've been caught by this, and this could be some serious issues. So we're going to skip it forward to see kind of what ends up happening. I'm hoping we pull out of this without too much damage. The Cornwall has taken some hits. There is a lot going on. Our warships don't seem to be taking too much damage. But our cargo ships do. Again, they've gotten really close. I kind of want us to pull back. Okay, the Jitsu and the Takeo have taken damage. The Colombo is taking damage. The Saigon Maru has sunk. There's lots of torpedoes in the water. The Java seems to be hit, possibly by one of our torpedoes. The Osho is taking damage. There is a lot going on here. This is pretty serious. again, just trying to... Obviously, we're running quick, because if we didn't have this running quick, we'd be here all day. I'm kind of curious as to how this is going to end up in a way. Obviously, we've lost... The Takeo is fighting hard. I don't really want to lose the Takeo because it's yet another heavy cruiser that we've lost. The range does seem to now be increasing, which is good. So, let's have a look here. So, Takeo took 5 shell hits. I imagine, actually, she's not too bad if she's taken 5 shell hits. The Jinsu has taken 3 shell hits, which, again, possibly not too bad. The Ashio took no hits. The Osho took 2, is on fire. The Habiki took 2, is heavy fire. The Saigon Maru was sunk. The AP Argentina Maru is probably going to be sinking. The Hayazaki Maru is also probably sinking. The Hakazan Maru is sinking. Now then, the Cornwall, 10 shell hits, 1 torpedo hit, heavy fires, heavy damage. The Exeter took 1 shell hit. The Java took a torpedo hit, is on fire, heavy damage. The Durban took 3 shell hits on fire. The Colombo, 1 shell hit on fire. The Van Ness, 1 shell hit. The Everton, 1 shell hit on heavy fires. Interesting. Really fucking interesting. Now, if the Akagi and Akaga can get their Kates and Vals to kick into action here, this could be somewhat successful. It's kind of frustrating because a problem we're going to have is Oosthaven has no supplies, and at the moment it looks like enemy ships are kind of blockading the Java Sea. So it could be a bit of a tricky situation there for our ships. Now we also need to be careful that the Kagi and Akaga don't go too close to those enemy ships, because again, we do not want to risk those carriers at all. If we can come out of this, you know, maybe sinking a couple of enemy warships, then fine. You know, we will gather up our fleets and make a concentrated effort in the Dutch East Indies. Now there is some bombers here, there is Zeros. This is what I'm worried about. Is this the carrier fleet? Like, is this directly over the carrier fleet, or is this just some supply ships? If it's the supply ships or the warships that are escaping or leaving from, you know, the Sunda Strait, then that is fine. But if this is the carriers are very close to enemy warships, which is obviously the big worry. Now, we seem to be dealing with these bombers pretty effectively. They have turned back, which is good. But again, we just need to kind of keep an eye on what is there. There's a lot of Dutch bombers trying to get through. Now, again, good that we are doing damage to Dutch warships. That's something I'm happy with. This is the Akagi and Akaga. Okay, so this is genuinely a little bit worrying. These are so close to enemy warships. We need to get them out of there, basically. We need to move them back. Because we cannot risk that kind of happening. Now, the Vals have hit the Cornwall, which is good. And they managed to hit the Durban as well. Okay, good. We like that. We like that kind of follow-up. There goes the Argentina Maru, which we were expecting to lose. Though again, the only problem with losing the Argentina Maru is the troops on it. It's a bit of a shame in a way that we didn't notice that, like, we didn't have a turn. You know, DMSs get sunk, then we have a turn to react and move. But it's one of those things. We've got to be able to deal with that. A load of falcons here trying to get through. I imagine these zeros are going to have a bit of fun with them. Again, want to see if we can get the Kates and the Vowels to attack those heavy cruisers. You know, if we can sink Cornwall and maybe a couple of light cruisers, then I'm going to be more than happy. Now, this is the Wildebeest, probably going after those destroyers again. This time we finally got Nate's covering. Unfortunately, well, they're doing some damage now, but they don't seem to be doing enough to keep those Wildebeests away. There's still too many of them there. Now, it seems also that they were dropping bombs rather than torpedoes, which is, you know, okay, fine. But at least, you know, there's a bit of cover, a bit of air cover. Right. This is what we want. But we need the hits, which we're not getting at the moment. Come on. Okay. Hit on the Tromp. Houston has been hit. Explosion down below. Gun mount destroyed. Deck armor. Exeter seems to be getting away with it. I'm not liking it. These are attacking from the stern or from the ahead. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, not really sure if that's amazing, but a good couple of hits. The Houston took 2, which is always good. Okay, there we go. That's what we like to see. Okay, now, the Durban is at Merrick, so it might not sink, but another good, you know, an actual good hit. So, the Battle of the Sunda Strait. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think it might be a Pyrrhic victory, but not sure for who yet. Because Invictus is going to be stopping me from getting troops or supplies down to my troops, just for a little bit anyway. Maybe not constantly, but just for a bit, which could be the thing that really kind of screws with them. But then at the same time, we have done a lot of damage to a lot of allied ships. You know, so if we can get out of there, you know, with our warships intact, then, and if we can hold on to Oosthaven, I would claim victory. Again, Pyrrhic, but I would claim victory. It's a difficult one. Okay, Temaloa has been captured, which is good. We've gone for a shock attack at Tarakan, which has reduced the fortification level, and finally, more allied casualties than us. Okay. So then, let us... The combat sound is... Oh, there you go. I was just kind of repeating. So, let us see how bad things have come about due to the fact of the Battle of the Sunda Strait. Okay. So, that was definitely the fleet that we were worried about. Like, 100% was the fleet we were worried about. But this is the problem. The amount of supplies down here is exceptionally low. Now, the Takeo, you know, she's got no ammo, pretty much. She didn't take much damage, which is good. The Jitsu took a bit of damage. Again, nothing too serious. The Hibiki took a bit of system damage, a little bit of flooding damage. Again, not too worrying. And the Osho took, again, a bit of flood damage. But, yeah, generally, my warships seem to be okay. The problem is the Hayazaki Maru, which has got a load of troops, It is going to Pontiac, so I think that's probably the best, or probably for the best. The only problem I have, we've got the Congo and the Haruna here, which is here to protect the Akagi and the Kaga. Let's have a look at how these guys are doing. They've got no torpedoes left, so these need to return back to base. Let's have a look at the pilots. Wow, really not. I'm surprised that that's not as high. Loads of zero pilots who can go into TRACCOM, so I think we will probably end up doing that. Yeah, the zero pilots are looking pretty good. So these guys are going to return back to base, which I think is fine. My big worry is we've got a lot of troops there that need supply. And then my question is, how the fuck do we get it there? I have an idea, but I don't know if it would work. Where is the nearest transport? Here. They're actually not as far away as I thought. The question is, how far can they fly? These can fly 12... It's January 1942 and I'm already having to plan a fucking airlift. Oh my good god. Okay, so flying from Pushing, which is expanding its airfield, which is fine. How far is that? It's 14. Ah, no, no. What about Pontiac? It does have an airfield. That is closer. Pontiac would work. Does mean we need to get troops over there. But that's more possible. What about Balikpapan? I think that's far too far away. Yeah. Okay, so what we need to do. What about the chorizas? They just do not fly very far. I think aircraft data. What's their cargo load? Okay, 1,500. And then what is these guys? 3,000. Yeah, so the MC Sally is much better. I don't know why you would switch to anything else. Okay, so let us transfer this to base. Select on map. It needs to go to Pontiac, which also does have some supplies, to be fair, so that's not too bad. Okay, supply transport. Select destination, and it needs to be Oosthaven. I can't believe this. I cannot believe that it is, you know, how early we're already doing this. Now, something that we could do, again, possibly not quite ready or quite there, but it does seem that the allies down there don't have much air cover, or we've kind of been dealing with the air cover. Is it worthwhile moving the Betty bombers down there for a little bit to try our best to carry on and keep up the damage on those ships? Because if we can keep them in port or scare them away, then that is going to be good. Now then, let us go to reserve and get new pilots. Aircraft. Oh, that's not what I want. Pilots. I'm hoping these have got decent naval torpedo. Yeah, okay, most of them do have decent naval torpedoes. So, let us transfer to base. Again, Kuching. It's not ideal. This isn't really what it should be using. So, naval attack. It looks like it's going to probably be using bombs. Let's set this to 16, I think. Sure, it can do rest otherwise. Let's also move these guys down there as well. Transfer to base. Where is it? I should just select on map. Okay. Now then, what we are going to do, form new TF cargo. Is it worthwhile just trying to use AKLs that if they go, we're not going to cry? The only problem is they're slow. You know what, fuck it, that's what we're going to do. Now, my only issue is I've got to be careful because I can't really kind of, you know, waste loads and loads of ships trying to basically break this little blockade that is going to be set up. The other thing, though, we definitely, if we want to even take Java, we need to clear those ships. So, I think what we can do is if we set these to, dock load supplies. Yeah, that requires a lot more aviation support than it has. But it's kind of what we need. So again, it's kind of that's the Betty's set for all level bombers. So they should be on naval attack as well, which they are. So they're not going to be using torpedoes; they're going to be using bombs, which is a bit of a nightmare. But at least, again, it should hopefully help keep those guys kind of suppressed inwards. Now, they are returning back, which is good. Let us just go for a quick blast of full speed, just to kind of get out of the area. Because, again, they don't really have many torpedoes. But is it worth maybe just having one... I'm going to take a big risk here. I'm going to put these at mission speed. And I'm going to see if they can do one more turn of damage. Now, according to reports, we did sink the Java and the Durban. However, that's not necessarily completely, you know, accurate. We shouldn't always just take that for granted. But interesting nonetheless. Now then, I think what we do make sure we have is that the Kido Batai clear patrol zone, and then set destination. The Kido Batai has to cover this. I think that's the only real safe way of doing this. Now, Camera Bay is big enough to resupply the Hiryu and stuff like that, so they will be able to deal with that. It is still expanding port capacity, which is good. Have the fucking 4th infantry moved yet? No, they're taking a sweet fucking time. I can tell you that much. Okay. Elsewhere, things are looking pretty chill. Okay, now, Loyang. The attack at Loyang. Let us push that hard. At least get something going. Okay. the thing is, I do have the surface fleet in the area to kind of do the damage we want to do. My only thing is that going to be a case of it being able to do enough? We will keep an eye on it at the moment. Now, something I definitely will do is these babs here are not really going to be any use where they are at the moment. So where they can go is transfer to base, select on map, up to Highland, and they can start reconning things like Rangoon and stuff like that. So we can kind of see what's going on over there. Meanwhile, we have a couple of AKTs here. So, transport. 1, 2. That should be more than enough for what we need. Set home port, Sock Clan, and then they'll pick up those guys to take them down to Kuching. And maybe not even just Kuching, maybe we'll move them elsewhere. Well, we've got there Oscars and Nates and things. So again, let's load troops here. Yeah, that'll do. Verify load, accept load. Set destination. Now they have to kind of go to Pontiac, which is the bold one. Which would cause me, and is going to cause me, to get surface fleet of the Kashi, the Ayazu, and a few destroyers. Just to be better safe than sorry. Meet task force. Merge. That way, it just means that they've got a little bit extra protection. Out there. They sort of load in the 4th division. Pretty much there. It's almost there. Okay. Okie doke. Big turn. I kind of like turns like this though. Yeah, huge amount of action. I mean, I'm curious, as in to kind of see, will Invictus, or can Invictus's fleets down here actually carry on the attack? I mean, he had what, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers. 2 of them are seemingly or hopefully quite heavily damaged. So yeah, it'd be interesting. Very fucking interesting. Speaking of cruisers, we've got a couple there. But these guys are going to get ready to do the invasion of Makassar. Probably again as per normal, butchering that. Okay. Again, I think for the most part, it's kind of... I still am convinced that we have technically won that fight. Because that's what it feels like to me. It feels like we won that fight. I don't know though, I could be talking out my ass. But that's at least what it felt to me. Okay, so let us leave it here for today. Let's have a look at Sigma Intelligence Reports. Okay, 192.89. Now, we did actually know that there was stuff at Merrick. see. 192.89. That has got to be, it's either a supply unit or carriers. It's the only thing I can think that that is. So try to move our units off to New Guinea to get that secured. I think for the most part it's okay. What has docked itself here? Right, that's unloading a shit ton of cargo. And fuel, to be fair, which is kind of good. That should be the one that's heading to the Shortland Islands. Still loading troops. Okay. 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 Right, I think... What's the weather like? It's clear sky in Java. It's clear sky in the Dutch East Indies. Oh boy! That could be interesting. That suits us more than it suits the Allies, I think. Oh, now, before we do go, one thing I want to check is Cotabato. Has that become... It's expanding extremely slowly. Right, just seen somewhere that was better for the zeros. So, transfer to base, select on map, Kuala Lumpur. Because what they can do from Kuala Lumpur is do what we've wanted them to do, which is this sweep. This offensive sweep. Now, what we do need to make sure, therefore, we do is... Well, a lot of these are already in strat move. Is make sure that there is some stuff down there for them. Including some field artillery, some field anti-aircraft guns. And these guys too. We'll need more, but that's better than nothing. Unit organisation, where's the rest of it? Kuala Lumpur. '56 Division is kind of all over the place. Most of it's a sync order, but that's fine. Right. Again, we're going to move down. Once we catch Malacca, then we can move those guys on. But yeah, hopefully that'll allow us to start doing some offensive sweeps. Meanwhile, do we want to do the same here? We have lots more aviation support than we necessarily need here now. Which is not a bad thing by any means, because we are going to be wanting to get bombers up here soon as well to kind of bomb the ever-loving crap out of Rangoon. Oh, there's a Thalia there. Is that... What's the range on that? Now, that's got good extended radius as well. So, transfer to base. This can also help us move supplies from Pontiac. Again, the more the merrier in regards to moving supplies. Okay. Just noticed that, so that's good. Right, let us sweep over Rangoon. Set for all players. Okay. Now then, let's see how that kind of starts going over there. Hopefully it'll be good. Right, that is going to be it for today, for this one. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back pretty soon, I imagine, carrying on, seeing what happens in the Battle of the Sunda Strait / Java Sea. Yeah, big day, big day. I'm kind of still not sure whether that was a good thing or a bad thing for us in the long run. Anyway, have a very, very good day. Please remember to like and subscribe because it helps us out massively. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.